Good morning, church family. It's May 7th, 2020, and I want to share with you your weekly update. A couple of things today. One is I want to do a devotion with you from the New Testament. Second of all, I want to go over with you our phase-in plan for re-meeting at Grace Baptist Church. We have been in discussions all week with staff and with deacons, and we feel this is the best way for us to come together as quickly as possible, as safely as possible. But first, let's look at the Word of God together. Sometimes the transitions and stories of the Word of God are jarring, unanticipated, or even surprising. Listen to today's word and see if you pick that up. This is from Paul and his ministry in Philippi. Word of God says this: The crowd joined in the attack against them, and the chief magistrate stripped off their clothes and ordered them to be beaten with rods, and after they had severely flogged them, they threw them in jail, ordering the jailer to guard them carefully. Receiving such an order, he put them into their inner prison and secured their feet in stocks. About midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. And that's Acts 16:23 through 25. You know, this story is interesting because it begins with an angry crowd with turning on Paul and Silas after all of their casting a demon out of a fortune-telling girl would seriously cut into the profits of the people in the city. And the magistrates stripped Paul and Silas and ordered others to beat them. And beat them they did, flogged them severely before throwing them into jail and with a guard watching them. And that's where the unexpected takes place. Beaten, bruised, weary, and stuck in these prison cells and in stocks, in prison, guarded. When this is your scenario, I doubt any of us would immediately do what Paul and Silas did. They pray and they sing hymns. And that's what they did. They worshiped the Lord while in the stocks and in their cell. They prayed and they sang and they praised inside the prison walls. You know, as we've gone through this quarantine, maybe your home's felt like a prison to you. Maybe you feel prisoned by things that you've done or mistakes you've made in the past or mistakes other people have done to you. We're reminded here, especially on the National Day of Prayer, that we need to be people who sing praises to God and are constantly praying. We should face every great difficulty, persecution, with prayer and with singing. May our prayer today be, Lord, help me to sing your praises no matter what I will face. All right, now, that in place, let's now turn our attention to the phase-in plan. Now, you'll receive this today in your email, but I want to go over this quickly. Let me say a few things before I begin. First of all, putting this plan together was difficult. Things come out daily and change almost daily. There are some in our congregation that are ready to meet now and everything go back as it was. And there are others that I'm not sure we're ready to meet until 2021. And then we have everyone in between. So no doubt, whatever plan is put forward by church leadership, some will not like it. And I'm sorry if this doesn't fit you the best that it can, but please have charity in all things as we are seeking to navigate in waters that we never have before. So we believe that it is best to phase in like this. For the remainder of the month of May, we will continue a drive-in service, Sunday school online at 10:15, and online worship in the Oasis. There's no bathrooms in the drive-in at the State Line Drive-In. And also just a reminder that we are going to have National Day of Prayer up there today at 7 o'clock. Gates will open at 6:30, so I hope to see you up there. We'll continue. Any Sunday school that would like to meet can meet via the Zoom account for the church. In June, we hope to move the drive-in service onto our campus, and we hope to get that done by the first Sunday in June. This way we can open up bathroom facilities for those who would like to come to the drive-in service at 9 and can use the bathroom facilities there off of the fellowship hall. Sunday school will be online still in the month of June. We'll not have regular Sunday school back in June. And we will open up the 11 a.m. worship service in the sanctuary. This will be to give us the amount of distancing that we need, and we will try to have some masks on hand. We need time to get those masks ready. If you are someone that sews and would like to help us to get that stockpile of masks ready, Please start working on those. We'd like to have about 40 or 50 on hand that we can give folks that they could keep, wash, and bring back next week. We will distance folks, close down either one or two pews, depending on what the measurement for 6 feet is, and then we will mark it out. We will ask family members to sit together in cluster groups, and we'll ask others that are not in the same household to socially distance and honor the social distancing that's being asked for. More than likely, there will only be one, maybe two doors open, which will probably be either the west side door where we try to get visitors to come into, or the back door there. So you'll just kind of have to look. We'll have somebody at the door to open the door for folks as they come in and go out, so not everyone is touching the door. And we will not use a room again or a bathroom facility until that has been cleaned by Amanda. We're still, doing all the deep cleaning on campus, and that's going well. Church office will be opening back up in June as well, but there will be no child care services. There will be no special children's activities in the month of June. There will be Sunday school classes can meet on Zoom, as we've been doing here, and we're asking many of you to bring your mask, and you can still watch services online if you're not comfortable coming into the drive-in or the 11 a.m. service. In July, we may, this is all subject to change, but we may try to phase back in a 9 a.m. worship service in the sanctuary. But we don't know exactly how it's going to look. It will depend on numbers. We may keep the drive-in service at 9. It just depends. We'll get that to you whenever we have more information. Sunday school, we're going to try something a little different. We may try to have rotating teachers to come in and teach, so it's not just me. And that will probably be in a sanctuary where we can space and safely socially distance. 11 o'clock service will still be open for people to come into. If we were phasing in the 9 o'clock, then we'll obviously move the 11 o'clock back into the Oasis, and then we will make sure no room is used twice in July before there is cleaning in between. No Sunday night service in the month of July. Wednesday nights may be phased in if the numbers are looking well and good, but it will be in a limited capacity. Probably won't have meals for Wednesday night. May do a short prayer service. There will be no choir in the months of May, June, or July. Probably choir won't start back till early fall, is the way it's looking. Prayer meeting will be socially distanced in the sanctuary, and then we may do some minimal youth and children's activities then. VBS is still up in the air at this point, but I will say this: if you worked on your items, we will use the same VBS curriculum for 2021, so your work is not in vain. So it's too early to make the call on Vacation Bible School. It depends on where we are a little closer to it. And then in August, we hope to start phasing more things in, like Coffee with Grace, and hopefully we can have perhaps some more of our Wednesday night activities added back. I do have planned some more online classes starting in June. Dawn's class is over now, and so we're going to take a little break from Grace Hubert classes here in May. I've got a plan to do a class here with our friend Mubashir, who you've seen before in the pulpit. He will share with us about sharing the good news with the Muslims. And you may be trying to think, why do I care? I'm in Carter County. There's no Muslims here. Well, you never know who God will put in your life, and you never know who God may put in Carter County in the future, or where He will put you. So it will be important that you watch this and enjoy learning about this and how to more clearly articulate the gospel. It's going to dovetail really well with the Sunday school class, 2 Ways to Live, which I've been getting some good positive feedback on. Okay, at this point, that is the plan. It is subject to change based on anything that could happen. And so, hope this is helpful. It'll be in your email, and we will try to distribute these at the drive-in service on Sunday. I hope I get to see you tonight at 7 o'clock at the drive-in for National Day of Prayer. Thank you all, and have a great day.